Functions in C++ allow you to split up your code into different sections. Those sections can then be run and have values passed to them. Functions allow you to reuse your code appropriately. Functions in C++ take a return type, which is what type of value a function returns. If you are unsure about return types, please see the previous section where data types are discussed in detail. After the function return type comes the function name. This is the name of the function. Next we have a left bracket and then the function arguments. Function arguments are variable declarations, and if you have more than one of them you must specify a comma then the next argument. Finally, functions have bodies. This is the code that is run when a function is run. Here is a sum that takes two integers and returns the sum of them. Now here is an example of calling the sum function. You can see we pass two numeric values to it since it accepts two integers. Many operations in C++ must have a semicolon at the end of the line. Try not to forget that, as it's an essential part of C++. This is the reason we have a semicolon at the end of the line when calling sum. You can also see from this screenshot a main function. This main function is the entry point of our C++ program. When we run our program after it has been compiled, this is the first function that will run. You can see that it accepts two function arguments, argc and argv. When a user runs a program, they can also pass values to it. These two function argument variables, argc and argv, are what hold the result of these passed arguments. Argc holds the total values passed, and argv holds the actual values. There will always be at least one argument value passed, and that is the file name of the program run. These two multiplication symbols you see simply represent pointers, and more will be discussed on those in the future. You can also see return 0. This means our function returns 0 when that instruction is run. This leads to the function to stop executing and immediately return to the next instruction of the program that called our main function. But we also pass the value 0 back to it. When it comes to the main function, you return a non-zero value if there is an error and you want the system to know about it. This is just for the main function as it's our program entry point. If you take a look at this function, you can see its return type is void. Void is a data type which basically means no value. By setting a function return type as void, you are saying that this function returns no value. If you now look at this screenshot, we have a return keyword that has no value. This is because we're returning nothing because the function is void. You can use the return keyword in a function that returns void to leave the function early.